Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to take apart and clean this soft roller head. And you're going to be able to learn how to get all this junk buildup out of here. So what you're going to need is a T8 screwdriver in order to take out these screws. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a flat blade screwdriver and we're going to take this little side end cap off. So just twist that sideways and then this will rotate up like that. That pulls out and then you can slide your brush out and you can wash this. From there we're going to get our T8 screwdriver and we are going to remove these 4 screws up top here. Now this is going to come out. You can just lift that out of place. Now you've got one more screw here on the side, like there, and that is a short screw. Set that aside, and then the trick here is we've got one screw right inside here that we need to remove. See that? One screw there, and it's another short screw, same size as the one on the other side. And then you can get a just a very small screwdriver, and what you have to do is kind of pry this up. And there's kind of a clip, there's a clip right here like that, and then there is a Phillips screwdriver. So I was wrong, you do need a Phillips screwdriver because there's one Phillips screw and it's right in there, and it's a number 1 is probably your best bet to get that screw out. Yeah, number 1 screw is going to be a good screw to use, and you can slide the wheel off, and then this cover is going to come off. You know, you can see there's a little clip that kind of keeps it in up at the top here, just like that. Okay, so you're going to take that cover off, and then that's going to get you access to this side panel, and then there is one more screw here we're going to take out, right there. Now this will lift out, and we can clean this. Now you can go ahead and clean it from there. And I'll show you one more step you can take if you're super detailed person. You can take these clips off. On these clips there's a little lock, and so you need something like a little blade to pull that up to disconnect them. Okay, so pull these apart. Bend that up a little bit, then you can disconnect it like that. Okay, and then there's one more screw right down there, and that's I think it's a 10. I think it's a 15, I think, actually. So we can unscrew that, and then before you take this motor out, what I like to do is I just like to mark everything. So I'm going to put a mark here. That spins, so it doesn't matter, and then here. So that way when I'm putting it back in, I don't have to remember how did it come in, how did it go in the first place. Okay, just like that, and then you can slide this assembly out like that. Usually there's a little bit of hair right there. Let me take this screw out. So from there you can go ahead and wash all your parts, and then I will show you how to put it back together, which is always the trickiest part. Okay, so before I start putting it back together, I want to actually point out one more thing. So when I was cleaning this part, I actually noticed there was 2 more screws, so you can actually take this apart by one more step. And so if you take these screws out right here on this particular assembly, you'll be able to separate these parts here, and in order to clean it a little bit better. So, and then you're just going to put them back together, made them back together how you took it apart, and put your screws back in. So I'm going to do that as our first step for reassembly. Okay, so once we got this back together here, I'm going to set it aside and we're going to go grab our motor parts here. So we've got the nozzle here, it cleaned up nicely, and I'm going to slide this bearing assembly in here, and then your motor wires are going to slide, your wires are going to be feeding through this little opening right here. So we're going to turn it here and see if I can work those on. Okay, got those wires coming through, and then I'm just going to remember where that motor slides in, just like that. And then I can go ahead and put that screw back in here and screw this down in place. Okay, then we can reconnect our wires. If you bent these little clips out, what you can do is just take a little screwdriver and just kind of flatten them back down so they'll clip and grab your connector there. So just press them back in so that they're nice and flat, and that will allow them to re-engage the little clip. A little overkill, I think, because these things are actually installed really in an immobile position, so to have them ever, even if they weren't clipped, I don't see how these could ever come apart. But anyways, okay, now that we've got the motor installed and our wires connected, make sure your wires are routed nicely. We're going to go ahead and install this piece here. So we're going to drop this down in place like that. Make sure everything looks lined up, and then you will see your small screws. You're going to put in your one screw over on this side with your T8 screw, and just tighten that down. And then you can go ahead and put your other T8 screw here in on this side. Okay, and we can also go ahead and put in our 4 across the top here.
I'm just going to start these with my because they're a little longer. The shorter ones, there's a risk of over tightening them if I'm too aggressive with the gun.
Okay, now that you've got all your screws tightened down here on this assembly here, we can grab the this cover piece and go ahead and insert it and get it installed. So just keep an eye on the clip here at the top, and that's going to insert right into the top there. There's a little receiver area, kind of like a female spot for that to slide in like that, and then you're just going to pop this in place there like that. And then we have 2 screws to install there. One small one here, which is going right there. Screw that one in, and then you're going to put in your wheel, and then this piece here only goes in one way. There's a little notch, a little knob sticking out, and that's going facing down. Well, it's facing up based on the orientation of the machine, but basically just slide in there and then twist it. When you'll feel it lock in place, and then you know it's in place. Get your screw.
Then I'm going to screw that one in.
Okay, now we can go ahead and put our brush in, our little roller in the back. Slide that in there, and then we got our soft roller, and it's going to go in this direction like that, and then slide our end piece in like that, and then lock it in, and you are all set. So I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, just let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, please, and if you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to the channel. Also, this is what I do for a living, so if you found this video helpful and of value, then tips are always appreciated. I will provide my PayPal address in the description. So hope you guys have a great day. Take care.